Hey there everyone, welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I am Rainbow. Happy Spring Festival!
Yes! Gongxi Gongxi, Happy Spring Festival. Did you get all the red envelopes? Did you get all the hongbao that you wished for?
So many.
So many?
So many.
More than this?
No less.
More than, oh, this?
Only a few, but
they were thick.
Yeah.
They were all fat envelopes.
That's the point, right?
You want one of those envelopes that you can kill a fly with. It's so thick and heavy. Yeah, absolutely. Although you probably shouldn't kill flies with your lucky money. But anyways, let's talk about Happy Spring Festival. So of course, you know, when we look at Chinese New Year, we often focus on New Year's Eve, right? The fireworks and the food that people eat. But Chinese New Year and the Lunar New Year holiday,
it's very long.
It goes on for quite a few days. Yeah, so let's look at some of the things that people do after dinner and after that New Year day, after they've played with firecrackers and eaten all of the lucky food. What are some of the, you play mahjong?
I don't play, but I watch people play.
Really?
I don't know how to play.
Do people in your family like to play?
Oh yeah, because my family is from Hong Kong, so we have relatives that play, and you'll see like the whole hallway, everybody opens their door, and they just have this gate, and then everyone's playing mahjong, so it's very noisy.
Does it go on all day and all night?
Yeah, because they do a lot of betting with the money and stuff. They do it all day, and the kids like watch TV, and the adults play mahjong. And back in the day, when people were still smoking, you would get a lot of people, just like the movies. You know, like those old Hong Kong movies.
Yeah.
All day, like 12-hour mahjong days.
Interesting. And so you never played?
No, I don't know how to play, but I played cards with the kids. So the adults play mahjong, we play card games.
Right.
We bet like, you know, 10 or like 20 Hong Kong dollars. They bet like thousands.
Wow, a big game. And of course, once people leave their homes, get away from the mahjong table or the television, people love to travel. I know my wife's family, they like to go see a movie together sometime during the holiday.
Going shopping.
And of course, that's true. And there are also many other relatives that you end up visiting, cousins, grandparents.
Oh yeah, you have to go to everybody's house.
So there's lots of stuff to do. So let's check it all out as we learn more about Happy Spring Festival, and we'll be talking about Chinese New Year. Taylor, Jamie, and Leslie are at a Chinese New Year party.
I'm so full. That's what I love about Chinese New Year here.
You don't get to eat food like that in America?
Well, where I'm from, the Chinese New Year celebration is more like a celebration of Chinese culture in general. The city holds a festival with parades, performances, and street food. So I don't usually eat the traditional dishes. Is it the same in Canada?
Yeah, in the big cities. But in my family, we typically just celebrate at home. We usually have a huge meal with steamed fish, sticky rice balls, and my favorite, spring rolls.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone. We are going to be talking about Chinese New Year celebrations.
There's a lot of them.
Of course, Chinese New Year, also called Lunar New Year.
Yes.
We could say Lunar New Year celebrations. And the celebrations are sort of the party part of the holiday. Not so maybe the meal, but the things you do after just to have fun and enjoy this holiday with your friends. And we have some friends here. It says Taylor, Jamie, and Leslie are at a Chinese New Year party.
Oh, wonderful.
Maybe with some friends or some family members and a whole bunch of people that they want to celebrate with. So Taylor begins the dialogue. Oh, I see. We picked it up right after they had a big meal. That is why Taylor is saying, oh, I'm so full. He's eaten so much food, he feels almost a little sick. He's so full.
But he loves it.
Yeah, his stomach is 100% full, and this was obviously a very delicious and long meal. But you're right, he loves it. He says, that's what I love about Chinese New Year here. I mean, I think he means the huge amounts of food you get to eat.
Yeah, Asian food. Jamie says you don't get to eat food like that in America.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
don't you get full?
I guess maybe for Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah,
might,
Thanksgiving,
but
Christmas. But the type of food is also different.
Type of food is very different. That's right. And there are probably fewer dishes on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Chinese New Year meals, you
Like
can have
15
almost
dishes.
anything you can think of. Well, Taylor explains the difference. He says, well, where I'm from, the Chinese New Year celebration is more like a celebration of Chinese culture in general.
Okay, this is probably like Chinatown.
This would be in American cities. They would
Yeah.
have, it would be at Chinese New Year, but it would be more a festival of Chinese culture. You'd have some of the things you might expect to see in, in a Chinese New Year celebration, but they might also have like dragon boat races and, sort of weird
Traditional
things like that are
activities.
not quite the same here. But in the West, they're kind of all considered part of Chinese culture. As he explains, the city holds a festival with parades, performances, and street food. So I don't usually eat the traditional dishes. They might be serving up guotie or guabao or things like that. Not necessarily traditional New Year's dishes, but traditional Chinese dishes. And then he asks, is it the same in Canada? So Taylor is from America, and he's asking this question to Leslie, who is from Canada.
So we have the word here parades, and parades are people on the street who have a big celebration. So parades in Taiwan during the Ghost Festival, there are huge parades and you hear a lot of music and people are walking. There's also the Pride Parade, which is very, very long and stretched out as well. So it's a celebration for an event and a lot of people go there and often they have these big dolls. Sometimes there's food and there are a lot of activities and all types of people can attend. Now in America, there are huge parades that will be on TV and sometimes they have that here too and you can watch them during the holidays. Several streets will be closed for the New Year's Day parade. So Leslie answers the question. Leslie says, yeah, in the big cities, but in my family, we typically just celebrate at home. Yeah, that's very common here. We usually have a huge meal with steamed fish, sticky rice balls, and my favorite, spring rolls. I also love spring rolls. And we're going to be taking a very quick break soon, and then we'll talk about more celebrations.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要来看2段跟春节有关的对话。第一段呢是在谈论春节庆祝活动。那我们来看一下 celebration 这个字就可以表达庆祝活动啊，或是庆典是个名词。好，对话的一开始 ，Taylor 说他吃得好饱哦，这就是为什么他喜欢这里的春节。那 Jamie 就很好奇说，在美国没办法吃到这样的食物吗？Taylor 就说，在他的家乡，春节的庆祝活动通常比较像是中华文化的庆典，会有游行啊、表演活动、街头小吃等等。那通常不会吃到传统的菜肴。接着 Taylor 就问 Leslie 说：“那加拿大是不是也这样呢？” Leslie 说，在大城市里确实是这样，不过在他家呢，他们通常只会在家里面庆祝吃大餐，会有清蒸鱼啊、汤圆、春卷等等。我们来看单字 parade 它表示游行或是庆祝游行。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，那这边我们来学习表示举行、举办的说法。动词 hold、host 和 take place 都可以用来表达举行、举办。我们来看它们用法。首先，第一种是用人或是主办单位加上 hold 或是 host 加上活动，像 They're hosting a dinner party tonight。他们今晚将举办一场晚宴。好，第二个用法，你可以用活动，然后用被动语态的方式，以活动加上 be held 或者是 be hosted。像 The parade will be held next Saturday， 那场游行将于下周六举行。第三种用法呢，你可以用活动当主词，后面接 take place。注意 take place 没有被动用法哦。像 Where will the concert take place？ 那场演唱会将会办在哪里呢？好，那我们接着回到课文中。
The three friends are playing a Chinese New Year trivia game.
True or false? Sticky rice balls are eaten during the Lantern Festival because they represent abundance.
That's true.
I'm going to say that's false.
The answer is False. Sticky rice balls stand for reunion. Steamed fish that is served whole stands for abundance. The point goes to Leslie.
Yes! I'm only 2 points down now.
Next question. People set off firecrackers during Chinese New Year to scare off what terrible monster?
I know this one. It's Nian.
You're right. That's a point for Taylor.
All right, so we're back with Taylor, Leslie, and Jamie. Taylor's from the States, Leslie's from Canada, Jamie's from Taiwan, but they're having a great time at Chinese New Year and the whole spring festival season. So as we begin part 2, this could be a challenge. I don't know what's going on here, but we have a question, and that question is, how much do you know about Chinese New Year? I know about that much.
The 3 friends are playing a Chinese New Year trivia game. Interesting. So trivia is the special information that you know or not about the history or about the food. So let's get started. What is the first question?
Okay, well, Jamie begins by asking a trivia question. And yeah, trivia is this kind of fun information you might know. It's interesting, but it's not that important. But it's good when you're having a quiz game or something. So here we go. The first question, true or false? Is this true? Yes. Or false? No. Sticky rice balls are eaten during the Lantern Festival because they represent abundance.
Okay.
Sticky rice balls are eaten during the Lantern Festival a few weeks later because they represent abundance.
And abundance means having a lot of everything.
That's right. And of course, this is what these represent. It doesn't mean you're going to be the richest man in the world or richest person by having the most sticky rice balls, but it could represent how wealthy you are. To represent is kind of to take the place of or to show in a way that isn't exactly what we're talking about. Flags represent countries. Red signs often represent danger. An arrow on a sign represents the way you should travel, the way you should be walking. We can use represent in lots of other ways. Certain letters and words, DR, before a person's name represents that that person is a doctor or something like that. So we use these letters, signs, colors, other symbols, and in our mind, once we understand them, we know what that means. It's not exactly the thing, but it represents that thing. For example, on the map, stars represent state capitals. Yeah, if you look at a country and you see a city with a star next to it, it's probably a capital city of some kind.
So next we have Taylor who's giving his answer. And what does Taylor say?
Taylor says that's true. He's saying yes. Sticky rice balls do represent abundance.
Oh, but the question is for Lantern Festival. So Leslie says, I'm going to say that's false. I think maybe Leslie knows something. Now Jamie gives the right answer, and Jamie says the answer is false. Sticky rice balls stand for reunion. Oh yeah, 团圆, coming together, sounds like 汤圆.
Okay.
The similar word. Steamed fish that is served whole stands for abundance because 鱼 means leftover. The point goes to Leslie.
There you go. So we got the answer and a little explanation of why. So yes, sticky rice balls do have this meaning. They do represent something, but not abundance. Reunion. In this case, I guess, a family reunion.
Right. And so reunion means to come together again. So re means again and union means together. And when we talk about a family reunion, this is for relatives you haven't seen in a long time because maybe they live in another country or maybe you're very busy when it's not Chinese New Year. So you want to meet during the Chinese New Year for a reunion and coming back together. I have a sentence for you. After the missing boy was found by the police, he had a happy reunion with his parents. Oh, that's very sweet.
That is very sweet. All right, back to the dialogue. Leslie says yes, she got the right answer. So this yes is an excitement that she's feeling, that yes, I got the right answer. I got 1 point or something. Actually, she says, I'm only 2 points down now, meaning I guess she was probably losing the game by 2 points maybe Jamie had 9 points.
Oh, yeah.
Or Taylor had 9 points and Leslie had 7 points. And now she's 2 points behind. So she's catching up. She still has a chance to win. So next question from Jamie. She's the one asking the questions. Next question. People set off firecrackers during Chinese New Year to scare off what terrible monster?
Ooh, interesting. So Taylor says, I know this one. It's Nian. Oh, Nian is like a scary monster and people want him to go away. I think that's the traditional story. What does Jamie say?
Well, that is absolutely correct. Jamie says you're right. He got the right answer, 100%. Well done. That's a point for Taylor.
Yay.
So now, I guess he's now leading by 3 points ahead of Leslie. Anyways, let's get to this word monster. A monster is a creature, probably not a real animal. It's probably
like
from
an
a
imagined
story
one,
or
yeah.
a movie,
A myth.
from the imagination of a writer, maybe a myth or a legend. And it's big, it's scary, it can hurt you, it might try to eat you. It's got big teeth, long claws, red eyes, who knows? But it's definitely something you don't want to wake up and find in your bedroom in the middle of the night. Ah, monsters! So it could be anything from King Kong to Godzilla to Frankenstein to who knows from what horror movie. But horror movies and that type of thing often feature monsters. They're not real, but of course we like to scare ourselves with stories about them. For example, this movie is about a giant monster that wants to eat every human on Earth. So that sounds like a very scary monster, but there are almost 8 billion people on the Earth. I think it'll take this monster some time to do that. We'll probably get to see you guys for another Chinese New Year before the monster eats us all. Don't worry, it's not real. But Chinese New Year is. We hope you've had a great one. You spent good time with your friends and family and your loved ones. We'll see you back here sometime soon with more great articles. Until then, gongxi gongxi!
Bye, 新年快乐！
在第二段对话里面 Taylor、Jamie 还有 Leslie 他们正在玩春节冷知识问答游戏。好 ，Trivia Game 就是指冷知识问答游戏，其中的 Trivia 这个名词呢，它可以指琐事、枝微末节，或者是指冷知识。好，那我们就来看看 Jamie 他出了什么题目吧。汤圆会在元宵节的时候吃，是因为它们象征富足，对还是错呢 ？Taylor 说对，然后 Leslie 说错，结果答案是错的，汤圆是代表团圆啦。那么 Jamie 也解释说，整条上桌的蒸鱼则代表丰腴。好，那这一分呢，就是由 Leslie 拿到，他现在只落后了2分。文中他用到 2 points down 来表达落后2分，这里的 down 是当副词，表示落后的。再来看单字 represent， 它表示代表、相当于什么，或者是象征，那意思就跟片语动词 stand for 是一样的。再来看到 reunion， 它表示团圆、重聚、团聚，而补充单字 abundance， 它是指丰富、充足的意思。再来呢 ，Jamie 他就问下一题啦：人们在春节期间燃放鞭炮是要吓跑什么可怕的怪物呢？同学们应该都知道答案吧 ？Taylor 也知道，他就回答年兽。那这一分由他拿下。我们最后来看看 firecracker 就是指爆竹或是鞭炮的意思。那么单字 monster 它表示怪兽、怪物。老师在解释的时候用到 myth 这个字 myth，myth 可以指神话，那这个字也有迷思的意思。好，那么以上这讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Taylor, Jamie, and Leslie are at a Chinese New Year party.
I'm so full. That's what I love about Chinese New Year here.
You don't get to eat food like that in America?
Well, where I'm from, the Chinese New Year celebration is more like a celebration of Chinese culture in general. The city holds a festival with parades, performances, and street food. So I don't usually eat the traditional dishes. Is it the same in Canada?
Yeah, in the big cities. But in my family, we typically just celebrate at home. We usually have a huge meal with steamed fish, sticky rice balls, and my favorite, spring rolls.
The three friends are playing a Chinese New Year trivia game.
True or false? Sticky rice balls are eaten during the Lantern Festival because they represent abundance.
That's true.
I'm going to say that's false.
The answer is false. Sticky rice balls stand for reunion. Steamed fish that is served whole stands for abundance. The point goes to Leslie.
Yes! I'm only 2 points down now.
Next question. People set off firecrackers during Chinese New Year to scare off what terrible monster?
I know this one. It's Nian.
You're right. That's a point for Taylor.
The Kano baseball team means a lot in Chiayi. The word Kano stands for Kagi Agriculture and Forestry School. It is today's National Chiayi University. The Kano baseball team was formed in 1928 during the Japanese-ruled period. The players included Han people, Taiwanese Aborigines, and Japanese. In 1931, with Coach Kondo Hyotaro's guidance, the Kano won the championship in a high school baseball tournament. This victory qualified the Kano to represent Taiwan at Koshien. During the tournament at Koshien on August 21, 1931, the Kano was at a disadvantage. Even so, their unyielding performance touched almost 50,000 spectators on the spot, and they won second place. Because of this game, they received the title World Kano. When going back to Taiwan, they were given a lot of respect from the public. After leaving the Kano baseball team, some of the players actively promoted baseball, cultivated new players, and joined other professional baseball teams. These outstanding results did not fade away as time went by. The Kano spirit was well passed on to the next generation. In 1969, the Golden Dragon from Datong Elementary School won the championship at the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, United States. The next year, the 7 Tigers consisting of students from Chuiyang Elementary School, Datong Elementary School, Xianxin Elementary School, and Chengwen Elementary School also went to the United States for the Little League World Series. In 1979, the Puzi won the championship at the same place. In honor of the Kano, you can find some spots about it in Chiayi City. At the roundabout on Zhongshan Road, there is a statue of the pitcher Wu Mingjie. At Chiayi City Kano Park, a huge baseball with the word Kano on the surface is sat there. Outside Chiayi City Municipal Baseball Stadium sits a copper artwork shaped like 7 Bengal tigers to honor the 7 tigers. In 2014, a movie called Kano came out and did well at the box office. Baseball is Taiwan's national sport. But for Chiayi, it can be the origin of baseball in Taiwan.